You're walking along a beautiful riverbank, and it's the perfect day. The birds are singing. You can feel the warmth of the sun on your face, and you feel safe and all is well. As you walk along, suddenly you see a boat with a friendly captain driving. The captain pulls the boat along shore and helps you in. And you begin to sail down the river. But you notice this is a different kind of river. This is the river of time. 5 years pass. 10 years pass. 15 years pass. 20 years pass. The friendly captain pulls the boat alongside the riverbank and helps you out. And he points the way to where you live 20 years from now. Where are you? Is it a city street, a country road, the mountains, the beach, another country? This is yours, painted in. You see the house. You knock on the door, and your future self answers. Look into their eyes. Those are your eyes. Look at their smile. Notice what they're wearing, their jewelry, their clothing, their shoes. Take them in.
That word right there, take them in. You guys, that is a future self-authoring clip that I played you from Harvard University. Something that everyone doesn't get access to, but thank God for favor and sowing into other people's lives and having people that, need to do you a solid, making you privy to things like this. So I really, truly, want us to think about our future health authoring. I was listening to Glenn Rudin's segment yesterday, and there's a question he asked that really, it just stuck with me. It stuck with me the whole day. And I said, as I've been talking to you guys about trying, all these different things, like, when we try on clothes, we've tried so many things. We've tried Big Sugar. We've tried a lot of things and strategies and people and places and foods that don't work. So I wanted us to focus on trying the joy of our health future. Some people think they understand future authoring, but they don't. And I really, truly, you can't find this clip on YouTube or anything like that. It's not there. You'd have to be someone that took the class. And so they share the individual tracks with us. And this is something you do quite often. But I want you to not only think about your here and now, I want you to think about what you want to be true for you 20 years from now. Who are you meaning to be in health? See, Glenn asked us yesterday, who are we meaning to be as a brand? But who are we meaning to be in health? That's the question that I want to ask you. So I want you to think about 5 future health words, even if they're true today. Do you want them to be true with your future health you? Think about that activity, that meditation that we just did. Think about the journey that it just took us on. Man, I'm so delighted to be here with you today. So I want to ask you, and I want you to actually come off mic and answer this when I open up the mics, or I want you to put it in the chat. But I'm going to start you with mine. Here's my top 5 future health, that I want to be true for me. flexible. Not only just flexible in my physical body, but flexible in my mind and my heart with adapting and taking in new information. Energetic. I want to be energetic 20 years from now. I want to be dance fit. I don't just want general physical fitness. I want to be dance fit. I want to be jovial. My favorite book says that joy is my strength. So I want to be jovial 20 years from now. I also want to be clear minded. I want my mind to be clear on why I'm here. I want to be clear on what the actual meaning of life is. I want it to be clear on my health purpose. I want it to be clear on my family and my loved ones. I want it to be clear on my brand and my business. I want it to be clear on the civic and community duties that I have throughout this world. I want it to be clear on the things that I need to do to nurture Shawnte Lakeisha Health Wells. Okay, I want to be clear minded. Those are my top 5. Does anybody have 5 future health words that they want to be true for them? 20 years, not right now, only. 20 years. Do I have any brave participants on stage that's willing? Let's go.
I'll go for it. I want to be able to continue learning.
Oh, yeah, I love it.
I don't know if you just wanted one.
No, I wanted 5. 5 words. 5 words. And it's okay if you don't have all 5.
On my senses. I also was thinking on my senses. My eyes, my ears, because my grandpa's having hearing problems, my mom's having eye problems, and I think it's because of like wellness checks. So your ears being checked. May my ears continue to hear well. May I be able to see well. That's 3. Maybe continue to talk well. That's 4. Movement. That's 5. I think I did it right. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know. Anyway, those are them. I'm excited. I was just doing a little brisk walk, so I'm a little out of breath. So continue good habits. There you go. Back to you.
Oh, I love it. Anyone else on stage? Come on, 5 words.
Veronica actually, my goal is to have Trey's energy. You, Trey, because I think it's your energy. I would be so happy. My goal is that I want to be done with this chronic fatigue. I've been disabled for a very long time with this long COVID, and I miss having energy like what Trey has. That's what I would want. I would want my heart to function like a normal person. I don't want to take 3 different heart medications anymore. I would like for these migraines to go away. I would like for the insomnia to go away. I want to know what it feels like to lay down and sleep for 8 hours and my body not keep waking me up because my heart is trying to have a heart attack. That's what I would like. I would like for my mind to not have racing thoughts and know what it feels like to have peace without having to depend upon our amazing TM for being one of the greatest leaders who know how to quiet my mind. The few leaders that know how to silence my mind. I want to do that on my own without depending upon certain leaders that have the spiritual strength to silence my mind. That's what I would like to have. Thank you.
Oh, I love that. I hope you give yourself a round of applause. Anyone else? Anyone else? Even if it's just one of your words.
Good morning, Shawnte. I will go. I would want to be pain-free, flexible, active, diabetic-free, memorable. I want to have a memory that's clear so that I can remember everything about all my loved ones, my family, my friends, myself. I want to remember everything about myself, and I want to be loving. I want to be loving. I want to be able to love everyone around me for sure, and I want to be able to share the love that I have in my heart. So I'm complete.
Ooh, I'm loving it. Anyone else? Anyone else?
I'll go. I don't have 5 words, but I know that I want, and it is honestly Tim and Tangi, Dr. Tangi's challenge that brought the word up for me is vitality. Just as I round next year into 55, I want it to be mobile, flexible, active, healthy, and alternative. I say alternative because I do not want to do prescriptions, arthritis medications, anything. I've never taken a medication and I don't want to start. So I say alternative for that reason.
Ooh, I love that. I love that. Yes, vitality. Listen, I promise you. I was literally thinking of that word, and I said, you know what? I think by the three that I think they'll sum up that vitality. So I love that, Mary Lynn. Tanya, I think I heard you trying to chime in with your five.
Yes, good morning, Shawnte. What a great segment. 20 years from now, I want to be physically, mentally, and also I want to be flexible. I want to make sure I have balance, but I also want to make sure that I'm alert, make sure I can enjoy my grandkids and have fun with them. But that being said, I use my mic.
I love it. Who else? Is it Chris? Am I seeing you, or is this my Android tripping? Chris, did I see you on mic? Or I think I see Chris and Mike on mic. You guys, is that like a?
No, you Android people, you've been bamboozled. Sorry.
Where's Ramon when I need him? See, you gonna get up off of us Android people.
Android is a gift to the world. People just don't know it. You hold your ground. You hold your.
That's what I'm talking about, Ramon. Thank you. See, my brother came and see, the Lord sent him in, Mary Lynn, to back me up, But I love you guys.
I love my Android.
Yes, I had to dump and break up. I got a divorce from that iPhone. That was some foolery, witchcraft on me. I couldn't stand it, so I had to come back. That was my birthday gift.
I will tell y'all a secret. I didn't even have a iPhone. Somebody sent me one because I'd only ever used Android until Clubhouse. So I'll give you a hard time, but I'm with you, okay?
That's my sister there. I absolutely love it. I just wanted to give any other mods on stage. Do you want to give me one of your words before we get into it? Because we got a juicy segment for y'all. Real juicy.
I give you. Can you hear me?
Go for it.
Okay. I give you just one. I give you one. I want to be known as champion. Oh, this is it.
Woo! I love that. Y'all. Oh, can't wait to talk to Triple J and Trisha today. Ramon, I know you got a word.
Driving, so put your link up, please, ma'am. Who
you thank you.
Would you like to highlight? You're welcome. I just was driving and just pulled over and noticed it.
Thank you. Thank you so very much. So you guys, I want to welcome you all to Breakfast with Champions. I am Shawnte Health Wells. I am Mabel's granddaughter, and I am so delighted to be in the place that Glenn Lundy has founded. Listen, we are committed to motivation, education, and inspiration. Listen, and before you roll your eyes at motivation, I'll tell you what Zig Ziglar said. Zig Ziglar said, motivation is like a bath. You got to take it daily, baby. Listen, so don't hate on motivation. Listen, that just means you ain't bathing daily. That's all that is. So that's why we love to come in this place, because we are getting motivated. We are being inspired in different aspects of health. I love the diversity of thought that we have on stage and amongst the Mod Squad. I love what we are committed to. I'm so grateful. I learned I do not want to be surrounded by yes people. I can only get the true growth if I have people who challenge my way of thinking and expand my mind. We have to have diversity of thought. And that's what Breakfast with Champions has and offers. I love the fact that iron gets an opportunity to sharpen iron. I love that we can be sprouted or have seeds planted to help us get the good growth. So I'm so delighted to be here with you guys today. And I am going to change my my link while my guests introduce themselves. So today, listen, I got me a New Yorker up in here, Miss Trisha Rue and Triple J, our heavyweight champion of the world. Listen, we'll get to the rest of our reset halfway through, but I want to kick it over to our two guests. Trisha and Triple J, how you guys doing? Can you introduce yourselves and tell the people just a little about yourself?
Good morning. I love that she introduced me as a New Yorker. What the heck? I haven't heard that one in a while. But anyway, I am Trisha Rue. I am a business owner and a entrepreneur. I am a female business owner. Let me see. I am a grant writer. I am a person that would be happy to help you put your SOPs in place. I am happy to help you get clarity about your policies and procedures, and I am also a mental health and substance use disorder person. I love to help people with the passion that I have for helping people with mental health disorders and addiction medicine. So that is me, Health Wells, and I'm going to hand it over to Triple J.
Good morning. Good morning. Hope everybody can hear me. Give me a thumbs up if you can. I'm on my here this morning. Everybody can hear me. I'm not gonna feel
your hair lower. I don't know, but it's in the rest, but we can hear you. I don't know if that helps at all, but
you say what now?
You're a little quiet.
A little lower than the rest of everybody. We can hear you, but I know you got a bigger booming voice than what we're hearing.
Can you hear
right now.
Raise your iPhone volume up. Raise your iPhone volume up. How dare you, Ramon? Absolutely. But I'm going to do this for my intro. Introducing the king of keto, the phenom of fasting, the demolisher of diabetes, your reigning, defending, undisputed heavyweight champion, the world, the unbreakable Triple J. I was gonna feel right if I didn't come on like that, baby.
Ooh, I haven't heard that in a long time, Triple J.
I know, right? I'm Triple J. You're a heavyweight champion of the world. Let's see a little bit about me. I'm just a guy that woke up one day and decided to take his life back. And I did that by changing different things in my life, but changing my mindset about myself and about my life, and turning around and making those moves, the way I eat and exercise and my lifestyle. And I was able to overcome 12 years or more, probably, of type 2 diabetes within 6 months, man. You know what I'm saying? Just making changes, you know what I'm saying, to my life. And it's just amazing to go from, diabetic to a non-diabetic. Even today, still diabetes free. But we'll get into that a little bit later. But yeah, that's me. You're a heavyweight champion of the world.
Woo! Now I got to get me a Ric Flair inspired intro similar to that, Triple J. I'm letting you know right now. I got a copy. I'm listening. I got to. That thing was fire. Woo-hoo! Oh my gosh. All right, you guys, I am so delighted. I want to get right on into it. I'm a little bit nosy. So Triple J, I know you got a quote or two that has inspired you. You and Trisha, I know y'all got a quote for me. So I'd like to start there. Like, tell me of a quote that has inspired you.
Okay, I got one. It comes from Dr. Martin Luther King. It's the ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, where he stands at times of challenge and controversy.
Ooh, y'all know I love me some Dr. King quotes. I like that a whole lot. Yes, that is actually one of those that helped move me to serve. Trisha, you got a quote for us?
So I'm going to go back to the quote that I gave you when you interviewed me a couple of weeks ago. It's an anonymous quote. It is, "Be the light in someone's darkness."
Woo! I love that, y'all. Mine, and which will continue to be one of my favorites and one that I love to have in my health segments, and it's by George Eliot. He said, "It's never too late to be who you should have been." So today's conversation is about trying the joy of your health future. So here's the thing. It's never too late to be who you should have been in health. So Glenn Rudin asked us, who are we meaning to be? So I'm asking you, I have a question for you. Who are you meaning to be in health? Are you meaning to be tired all the time? Are you meaning to have diabetes? Are you meaning to be winded when you're just climbing the stairs? Are you meaning to have sleep apnea? Are you meaning to have chronic fatigue? Are you meaning to have inflammation? Are you meaning to have that high blood pressure? Are you meaning to be pre-diabetic? Are you meaning to stay in the heart health pipeline to a premature grave? Are you meaning to have heart disease? Are you meaning to have whatever health or life oriented health malady that is plaguing you today? Are you meaning to keep getting flued out by big pharma and big sugar? Are you meaning to continue to give your immune system a hit because you won't put that soda down? That you continue to kill immune cells, your natural killer cells that can be sniping out some of these viruses that you're faced with daily. But no, instead, we're accepting being flued out. Stop being flued out by big sugar. Put that OJ down. Ain't no D up in that Sunny D. Are you meaning to be sick all the time? Are you meaning to be who you're showing up as in health? Are you meaning to be ungrateful for the things that your body is even capable of doing for you now? So what? You might have hammer time on your toes. Be grateful. Somebody praying that they had some toes. Some people are losing limbs. See, when you've seen the kind of things that I've seen, when you have seen things where people are losing them and they are praying for the very things, so what? Your fingers may not look all that pretty. Do they work? Are they functioning? Somebody is praying for a healthy finger. Listen, some of y'all hands feel like ropes. That's why you need to tap in with Christina and get you some satin hands. But guess what? Your hands functioning, right? So we have to have some gratitude. Are we meaning to stay stuck like Chuck in our health? Are we meaning to be busted and disgusted in our health? Are we meaning to be sedentary? Here's what I know Louis Ignaro said. He said a sedentary lifestyle is voluntary suicide. You got a purpose in your life. This is why I can't let up off of that. Trying the joy of having good health. Try the joy of a good health future. Listen, you keep trying McDonald's and they not messing with you. Listen, they throwing them hands. I told you, we played that clip for you last week. This is why I love the conversation that we got to have during when I was filling in for Monica, who I absolutely love her segments. You know, is that you got to stop trying all of this stuff. Listen, you go and you try on all these clothes. I'm not talking about, oh, I'll try like that. I'm talking about when you're trying on things. You're trying on fast food. You're trying on these addictions. You're trying on sugar day in and day out, even though you know it's zapping your energy. And I'm not talking just to you. I'm talking to me as well. You keep trying on pig feet, pickles, things that have high sodium, things that are putting you in the health pipeline. Some of y'all, you know what? You got hypertension and you don't even know it. Some of y'all already have heart disease and you don't even know it. Some of you are pre-diabetic and you don't even know it. And there are simple things that you can do if you are meaning to actually have a health that you could be happy with. If you are meaning to actually tap into the food pharmacy that God put on this great earth for us. There is a current balm in Gilead right here, right now. Let's try the joy of a good health future. Woo! Let's go. All right, Miss Trisha Rue, I know that you being a nurse for as many years as you've been a nurse, you've had to see people who've come across your path at some point that had things that are directly related to food addictions. I've been someone that's been addicted to sugar to the point of where I needed to seek help for. So Trisha, can you talk to us a little bit about food addiction?
Oh my God, health. First of all, I have to tell you the power and the oh my God, the passion that you put into every day about how you speak. It just puts fire under my feet. I just can't. Oh my God. First of all, when I used to work in addiction medicine, the question I used to ask people is, what did you want to be when you grew up? Because you just said it. I didn't want to be addicted. I didn't want to be that individual that was addicted to heroin. I didn't want to be that person that was addicted to cocaine. What did you want to be when you grew up? And it's the same thing with addiction to food. I didn't want to be sitting, stuffing food in my mouth. And, people, they don't see food as addiction, but it really is. When people would come into the emergency room and they had to have insulin drips put up because they knew that they had diabetes, but yet they were still sitting and eating a full cake, because they just couldn't stop. You know, people get cravings despite the fact that they just ate a full meal, and they still want that dessert even though they're completely full. They eat much more than they intended to eat. Even though they were completely full, they still are sitting eating much more than they intended to. They eat until they're excessively stuffed. Eat completely stuffed until they're at the point where they just have to lay down because their stomach is hurting so bad. They have guilt over the meals that they eat, and they can't even talk to somebody about it. They have excessive excuses about the meals that they've eaten. They fail to set boundaries on the food that they're putting in their mouths, or they make up stories about the food that they're eating. Maybe they even hide the food that they're eating. When people come into their homes, they have a separate closet where they put food, or maybe they're just unable to even stop eating altogether. Oh my God. Have you ever been to that place where you're like, you got that bag of potato chips and you're saying, just one more. I'm going to put them away. And then you just don't put it away. Or you get down to that last Oreo cookie in the sleeve, and you just don't stop until the whole bag is gone. Or you're just eating the Oreo cookies anyway, even though you know that you shouldn't. Or how about the people that are on Amazon and they're buying the thing, the sticker that's pre-printed to put on their product to sell to the people that says that it's healthy? They buy the stickers to put on their products to sell to you that says that it's healthy and fat-free, and they actually know that the product isn't healthy for you, and you buy it because the sticker says it, and you don't ever look at the ingredients because you got the stamp of approval from their sticker that they bought that was pre-printed, and nobody ever looks at the ingredients. You just buy it because you said you got the stamp of approval from the sticker that they bought on Amazon for $9.99 for 1,000 stickers that they could put on their product. But you got the stamp of approval. So, Health, I'm going to pass it back over to you, but those are things that are possibly what you're doing because you're food addicted. I'm going to pass it back over to you for a moment.
Yeah, I'm telling you, this is not something I'm telling you just from, my course of study or through the work that I've had to do with athletes. I'm telling you what I've also lived in my personal life. So when I actually tried to follow everything that the USDA put out and the things they said, we're supposed to have. See, I tried the grains. I tried the whole thing. I put on, I kid you not, my church did the Daniel fast, y'all. And so I was like, oh, you know what? I don't mind just actually, I'm going to, shed about 5 or 6 pounds. This is when I was at my leanest and meanest, when I tell you, body all the way snatched. I'm just letting you know. I just got to keep it a buck. I literally put on 38 pounds during the Daniel fast. I'll never forget it. I went to all whole grains. I went to all of the stuff that they said, the granola and the yogurts and all these things. I cut out fat completely from my diet. And guess what I got? I got fat in return. And guess what? Because I was like, maybe I just got to do it harder. Again, I wasn't doing no Krispy Kreme donuts. I wasn't doing none of the sugars. And here's what ended up happening to me, Trisha and Triple J, is my sugar addiction became literally now a lifelong struggle. By the end of that year, I literally put on 78 pounds. So when I'm talking to you about big sugar and big pharma and how this sick care system works, I'm telling you, as someone who actually went, I'm talking about, I followed it. When I tell you I was a rule follower, I know some of y'all heard Dora Maria talk about, following the rules. This is when I decided to become a health rebel after this, because I did it to a T. I'm talking about, I ain't do no cheating, no, none of that. I followed it. I mean, I was completely obsessed. I was all in on what they told me I was supposed to do. That 1992 based food pyramid that ain't got nothing but Judas all up in it. I did it. And I ended up with a sugar addiction like you wouldn't believe. And guess where it got me? It got me into the land of obesity. Point blank, period. And it got me to the point to where my struggles with sugar went into overdrive. That is what prompted my health journey, is specifically, as for me personally, to really understand how convoluted a lot of this stuff was. And when I found out that the food pyramid that they had back then wasn't even based on anything scientific, blew my mind. That's when I started actually going and deep diving and doing the research, looking at the application process and actually finding out how much was allowed legally. This is when I found out how toxic bagels were. Like, this is what I found out, like, bagels and soda will do you in. And it was no longer a mystery why diabetes and hypertension and heart disease is knocking folks out. Heart disease kills more people than cancer. I hear more conversation about cancer than I do about heart disease. It's diabolical. So I didn't come here to play with this. I came to make sure I set the captives free. I want you to understand the shell game that's going on behind your back, because I want you and your family to win. Listen, God said we can have 120 years. Guess what me and Mary Lynn going for? We going for them 120. Listen, I'm not setting my goal talking about 80 and 90. No, I want to go for the goal. If I fall just short of that and make it to 110, hey, better to go there than to just aim for 80. I ain't aiming for 80. I'm not aiming for 90. I'm aiming for a centenarian life. We just got our first blue zone right here in the United States, but we can't get there if we allow the food addiction to continue unchecked. It's a real thing. I had to seek help. This is why I put that link up there. They have help available. You can find a meeting, just like alcoholics can find a meeting. I'm not here to get in your business. I don't need to know what your food addiction is. Listen, a lot of people look down their nose at people who were addicted to other drugs that's taboo, but we don't talk about the fact that I have a friend of a friend whose husband had just gotten an amputation. As soon as he got home, he was ordering two 2-liter sodas and some pizza. He's a type 2 diabetic. You just lost a limb, and you got 9-year-old boys depending on you. You're on your way up out of here. The other leg is smelling because of the tissue death that's going on. Big sugar didn't come to play. Stop trying big sugar. I told y'all last week, they throw hands. They throw some real hands. You better try Jesus, and you better try the joy, listen, of real food. Try the joy of the food pharmacy that's available to us. You can reverse diabetes. That's the thing that I love about Triple J's story. You can reverse hypertension. Listen, you can actually do something about these lifestyle-related illnesses. You could fix your sleep. You could fix the things that are going on with your immune system. You can fix this premature death path that many people are on. They have a school to prison pipeline, but here's something you've not been made aware of. There is also a health pipeline to a premature grave. That's what I want you to get out of. I don't want you to keep beating yourself up. So what, you ate the cookies? So what, you ate the cake, anime? Listen. You could begin again today, right now in this moment. So Triple J, I want to go to you, brother. Talk to us, because I know you got an inner champion story. I know that you've overcome and you got firsthand experience with some of this that I'm talking about. Go for it. The floor is yours.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. It's crazy. As I was listening to you talk with so much passion, and tell that you just really are serious about your health, henceforth your name. And a lot of people need to be more serious about it. I remember, growing up like everybody else, grows up. A lot of people, not everybody, but we just eat food. We don't think about the different things about it. We just eating potato chips, eating, like Trish said, Oreo cookies and different things. And And, some of us develop food addictions with it, whether it be from traumas in your past, where you grew up, you know what I'm saying? Whatever the things may happen, I used to use food to pacify stress, you know what I'm saying, that I had in the past, eating all that sugar. I call her my sugar mama. Break up with that sugar mama, you getting all those things that are comforting, all those things that are sweet, and just eating, and after so much time, it messes you up. And I grew up like that, eating bunches of carbs, snacks, and pizzas, and whole packages of Oreo cookies, a whole family bags of potato chips. I did all that stuff, as a young boy, and then coming up as a teenager, and even as an adult, those same things followed me, and it caught up with me. You know what I'm saying? I think in 2010, I was diagnosed when I went to the doctor. But, before I went to the doctor, I was going to the bathroom all the time. I couldn't sleep at night. Didn't know what was going on with me. And went to the doctor, and I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. And, I came from a space at that time of being depressed because I had not too long been divorced, you know what I'm saying, and lost my family. And so that led me into depression. I ate my feelings. I just ate them, you know what I'm saying? And even though they told me I had type 2 diabetes, I still was depressed. I was in denial and still did reckless with my health. And that went on for another 11 years, And, throughout those 11 years, man, I remember it was going back and forth to the doctor a lot. I think every time they did my A1C, man, I was like, ooh, man, 12, 13, 14, unreadable at times. The doctors would tell me sometimes. And that pattern went on for like 11 years, checking my blood sugar when they went there of 2, 3, 4, and 500 at times, and it was just something, you know what I'm saying? But I still kept, destroying myself, even though I was getting all these different checkups, and I couldn't shake it. I couldn't break free, you know. But I remember January 30th, 2021, I woke up on a Saturday morning, just like this one. And I just felt real bad in my body, more worse than I've ever felt before in my life. And I was laying in my bed. I'll never forget it. And I started to just think about, my divorce, think about losing my family, and how that was just really stressful on me. And I began to complain and fuss, saying to God about different things because, I had gotten saved and gave my life to the Lord in 1998. So, sometimes when, we get in church and we begin to serve the Lord, we think everything's going to be roses and petals, and unicorns. Everything's going to be great. Well, that's not the case, And I still had to fight different things, and I didn't realize it at the time. It was just part of the story. But I began to complain to God and tell him, hey, so this is the thanks I get for serving you, divorce, family gone, I was, being a good father. I wasn't a cheater. I wasn't an abuser. I was a good husband, all this stuff, and I still got the shaft, And I began to complain to God about it really hard. And I began to tell him, now I got this diabetes and it's killing me and this and that. And I'm just ready to give up. I'm done. I'm going to throw in the towel. I'm through. And I remember he spoke to me for the first time ever. And the way he spoke to me that morning, he said, well, how much longer are you going to lay there and kill yourself? And I sat up at the edge of my bed, and I was terrified because he had never spoke to me like that. And I said, I knew in my mind, I said, if I don't change today, I'm not going to be here too much longer. So I got on my knees and I prayed for the first time about my diabetes. I prayed about my divorce. I told God, it was still hurtful and I hadn't overcame it and it's stressful. And now I just eat my feelings. I just use food to pacify all the pain and suffering I've been through. And I said, I can't stop. Now I'm addicted to all this sugar and I can't let it go. I know it's bad for me, but I still grab it. I said, I need some help. And so that morning, not next week, not the next day, that morning, God began to drop into my mind about which way I should go. And so I reached out to a friend of mine that was doing some lifestyle changes with keto. And I talked to her and I went to the grocery store that morning and, got some groceries and I cleaned out my whole kitchen, my cabinets. I got all the sugar out of there and I went to the store and got some healthy stuff and started cooking my first healthy meal that morning. And then I was given this app, Clubhouse, that she told me to get on, and she told me this has some great accountability groups that you really need to use and it'll help you. And so with those two things, that morning I began my journey. And I think 6 months later, From that date, it was July 30th, 2021, I went back to the doctor. They checked my A1C again. I was at a 5.5 A1C coming from a 12 A1C.
Woo!
And that was only in 6 months, man. And I know some of you say, oh, well, you cut out sugar for a little bit. Yeah, okay. And even the doctor said that, well, we'll see. Y'all jump on these diets, we'll see. I said, no, this is about change, man. And I told him I had to change the way that I was eating. I had to change the way I was thinking. I had to change the way that I seen myself. And I did those things. I went 6 more months after that. My A1C was up 5.2. The doctors told me that morning, they said, you have had a terrible history of A1C numbers for the last 11 years, and we can't figure it out. And this is the part I don't advise nobody to do, but this is what I did. I let them know, well, I took a leap of faith in February. I put all my medicine bottles down, and I said, I'm going to see if me changing the way that I eat can change my A1C, can change my health just by eating differently. So I put all my diabetic medicine down. I was on 7 of them at the time. And so I did that. My A1C kept changing. The numbers were undeniable. And they told me that morning, we're going to take you off of all your diabetic medicine. If you keep on doing the work and getting these numbers in here, you don't need this medicine. So I overcame diabetes. It's still gone now. I went through a health scare in June because, when you go through and you do stuff in the past, you still have to reap that. You know what I'm saying? And so I had some blocked arteries in June. And I had to go to the doctor and get a triple bypass heart surgery, right? And while I was in Birmingham getting that heart surgery, they told me the only thing that saved me was me changing my diabetes, changing that blood sugar. It helped me go through that surgery. It helped me to start healing rapidly as soon as I came out of surgery. It started to help me heal faster. And so I'm here talking to y'all this morning as a victory, because it could have been another died on that operating table, but I thank God that I'm still here, that I'm still alive on the other side of the dirt. You know what I'm saying? Because the grave don't trade, people. The grave don't trade, and I'm glad to be here, taking every opportunity, every time I open my eyes, and being able to breathe the breath of life. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it, baby.
Woo! Come on, y'all. We got to give him some applause for that. I mean, I'm talking about his life was on the line. I am so delighted. Woo! Yes, this is what I'm talking about. Here's something that I hope you guys caught what Trisha and Triple J both said, is that community. That's the thing that I love about Barbara's message. And I know Mary Lynn is a part of the collective. I'm a part of the collective. Many of us on stage, you can't do it alone. And nobody's telling you one way that, to get it done. What we are saying, I can think most of us can agree on, is that, there is a food pharmacy. There are things nutritionally and interventions that you can do. I remember Monica brought up once in a segment, as I shared with you guys my story about, not having, eating meat for that time period. And it literally put 38 pounds in 1 month on the Daniel fast. I mean, I had no meat during that time. Just want you to know and understand that. And so that's what made me also delve more into understanding my biochemistry and my blood type and all of that. And I discovered that a vegan or even a vegetarian lifestyle doesn't support my lifestyle. Like, I don't do well without some form of those omega-3 fatty acids in fish. At the best I could do is a pescatarian lifestyle, which is primarily vegetables and, wild caught, cold fatty fish. So I'm not telling you what to do. I don't want you guys to think that what we're saying up here is about hating on any specific lifestyle other than the sick care lifestyle. That's the only one that you're going to see me not liking. Other than that, you got to find what works for you. I know what works for me, and me being an O blood type, not having meat didn't give me the best results. Not having meat does not energize me, and I have a lot to accomplish. I have to be sharp when I'm working with people. People's lives are in my hands oftentimes, so I can't afford to be tired. I can't show up with excuses. I can't afford to have a pre-diabetic story. I can't afford to have hypertension. I can't afford to have heart disease. I'm on a mission. I'm on a mission. I understand my family history. I understand that I was born with higher than normal cholesterol levels. So I can't play around with high cholesterol boosting activities and things. So I have to take my health very seriously because I have a mission. I have young people tied into the mission that God has given me. I have individuals like you guys on stage and in the listening lounge of excellence that's tied in. You won the health lottery for a purpose. Triple J is here for a purpose. Trisha is here for a purpose. Ramon is here for a purpose. We are not an island unto ourselves. Dora Maria, Mary Lynn, Jackie, Monica, Tosh, listen, Mary Kim, Veronica, Maria, Tanya, Valerie, Trey, Regina, Patty, Christine, Kimberly, R, River, Kim, and everyone below. We are here on purpose. We can't do it alone. I need you and you need me in some form or capacity. Maybe there's something that will stimulate you to make one small change that could revolutionize your life and your health. And not only that, everybody connected to you. Some of you, under the sound of my voice, you know your family is not ready to lose you right now. You know that your kids or your mother or your father or your brothers and sisters can't afford for you to die right now. It will devastate your family, and you know it. So stop trying to do it alone. We need community. We were literally created to have community. We're created to have community. Barbara has a community. There are tons of communities. I also have one that's up there. If you get the help you need, there's a branch of Alcoholics Anonymous that deals directly with food addiction, which is Overeaters Anonymous, often titled OA. They got virtual meetings. You ain't even got to say anything. You can just start showing up and listening in. It helped me. So I'm just paying it forward and telling you about a situation that helped me. So I'm not affiliated and getting some kind of kickback or something like that. I just wanted to make sure that we had this conversation. So Trisha or Triple J, or if anyone wanted to pop in and ask them a question or, go ahead, go for it.
Can you hear me okay, Shawnte?
Yes, go for it, Ramon.
Okay, good. I know sometimes my phone is not so clear. Can you just talk a little bit about, I know we have 3 people here, but just spend 1 or 2 minutes about your services, your personal coaching services. I have a family member, and this person does not eat so well. They're unhealthy, and they're not living their best life. So I'm asking, how do you work with people? I know there's a number of things that you do, but I know this individual is not going to be like an online chit chat and all that. That's just not their type. But how do you work with people if you offer one-to-one training?
Yes.
Can you just talk about how you start, how that happens, please?
Absolutely. So I do have one-on-one telehealth services or consults that I do for people. So maybe you want just one appointment, or a lot of people, I think what the best option is for them to join one of my 5-week courses. You're not in it for, a long period of time. You're monitored. You're in with a group of people, and TM can attest to you that you guys, like, I monitor you and I follow up. I really deep dive into your numbers and you specifically, which is why I capped the classes. So a lot of what I do is through a group course program where I teach you and find out specifics about you and your lifestyle and what's going on with you. And we try a whole lot of different options to find the best one for you. So you could go the course route, the 5-week courses that I have, or you can go to the one-on-one sessions that I offer if that works better for you. I just care that you get the information, and I like to empower people. So in the courses, I'm teaching you how to help you, or if we're working one-on-one, same thing. I'm still teaching you how to help you just through simple food, interventions that you may not have considered, and also lifestyle things. There are different things, activities, different types of meditations that you can do. There are kinesthetic things that I've seen work in my industry in sports medicine, because we have to have right now results. So that's what I like to do. Functional right now results that actually work. I'm not a general health influencer, you guys. I am bound by HIPAA. I just need you to know. So when me and Trisha are talking, we're not just talking just loose and not have been formally trained and licensed to do something in healthcare. I actually got licensed. And so I really want to make sure that I help you understand it's not to beat anyone down. I genuinely want to help you. So if a group setting is not okay for you virtually, then you can do one-on-one appointments with me. So I really care about you getting the results. And I don't talk about anything that don't get people results.
Thank you, Shawnte. If I go to your website in your bio, that's clearly there. You have a good landing page, and I can find all that there on your website.
Working on it, Ramon. Working on it.
Many people don't have landing pages, and so they say, because I'm not saying bad on you. I just know landing pages. But how do I find a meeting? Is it online? Can I go somewhere, forward somebody a link, or that none of that's online anywhere?
No, it is.
But I'm genuinely interested, so it's on that.
Right. No, and I'm glad, because this helps me to be accountable. So I've just had some not so nice experiences with paying for getting that done. So I've had to now put it on my lap, making it done. So I do have a link tree, and you can actually sign up for my classes through my links as well. So I'm going to put that back up there.
I'll give you. Thank you so much. I'll give you.
I appreciate that, Ramon. I really needed that. Thank you, because I oftentimes forget to talk about how you could actually work with me. So I got to do that more in these segments. I really, truly, sometimes I get so focused on the lesson or the message, I actually forget that piece of it, of how to take that next step with me. So I hope this conversation about trying the joy of your health future, and trying the joy of actually getting solutions for you in your life. No man, is exactly the same. Something that I heard a physician say, he said, one man's cure can be another man's poison. So there are things that, I definitely believe and see work for others, but it doesn't work for me, and vice versa. So this is why I like to introduce a multiplicity of options, so that you can find and test and try out things that may work for you guys. So I know Trisha and Triple J, you guys have not done this alone. I'm sure that you've had a book or two that came across your path that has helped you along your way. Is there a book that has inspired you and helped you through your processes?
So there's one book that I read every day. It's called A Year of Miracles by Marianne Williamson. It's about miracles, and it's a affirmation book. And I love the book. It just plops little miracles into your life on a daily basis, and it's about love and spirituality.
Love it. Triple J.
Well, I'll say, my Bible is my number one book, so full of different stories, and so full of faith and power, reading it. But if you want to go book that has inspired me to dream, even to do some things that I'm currently doing that I won't reveal right now, is You Owe You by Eric Thomas. That's a great book that I read, and it's really inspired me to reignite some things and to go in a different direction, with my future. So I really love that book.
I'm so excited. You're the second person. I think that was what Trey mentioned, brought that book up last week as well. So for me, you guys, within this conversation, when it came down to food, there's one book specifically. If you're looking for something that will at least educate you, tell you some things to avoid, some things to consider, some options, also along with the resources and websites and the research about it, and the different ways it shows up in the body without sounding too over the top science, if that makes sense, is Dr. Mark Hyman has a book called Food, What the Heck Should I Eat? I'll say it again, and I hope someone will drop it in the chat. It's called Food, What the Heck Should I Eat? If you forget what I said, you can DM me and I'll send you the exact title or link so that you can order the book on your own. I'm not affiliated. I'm just telling you what worked for me and what gave me. And that thing has become almost like a food Bible as well for me. And again, it also has the research in there. There's also recipes for different types of styles. He tells people, he's like, listen, I'm not just sold out only on keto. I'm not just a vegan or vegetarian person. He's like, look at me like a pegan. I take the best of both worlds and put the research here so you can see. Also, Food Pharmacy podcast. Maybe you're not a reader. Check out the podcast. Or, you could actually read with your ears. It counts. There are audiobooks. So, Food, What the Heck Should I Eat is the one that I would highly recommend. Number 2, joining a community. Listen, The Collective. It's really, truly inexpensive. I highly recommend considering being a part of Barbara's Collective, and she'll be on next. or join in the community like OA. If you know you have some form of a food addiction, maybe it's chocolate, maybe it's bread, maybe it's sugar. I don't care what it is. If it's food related, maybe just hearing certain things or adopting some of the processes and the steps that they have you go through could help you, and it's free. It's free. You can get the help you need. Maybe someone close to you would be motivated to also get help if they saw you showing up to the meetings. They have virtual meetings. I just want to see us win in our health. Trisha or Triple J, are there any closing words that you guys would like to say to the people?
Yeah, I just want to say you were talking about how important community is, and it's really helped me just go to the next level as far as believing in myself, because I didn't believe when I first started any of this. I didn't know that reversing my diabetes was a thing until it happened, you know. But community helped me believe in myself before I believed in me. And so I just want to say that I have a community that I'm growing currently right now, and I have members in there now, and we get together every week and discuss these things. The mental part of the fight that you have to do when it comes to food. You know what I'm saying? The different things, and we sit down and we have discussions. You know, in this private community, private group, and I'm proud of it because it was the one thing I wanted to do. Like Weight Watchers does, I always wanted to do that when I got over the hill with my health and stuff. I wanted to reach back and help others and inspire and motivate others as well. I probably need Ramon to help me out too, so I can get ill in the face. So when other people ask me about it, I have something they just click on really quick. But yeah, that's what I'm doing right now, and those are my last words.
Oh, I love it, Trisha.
Really quickly, my last words are: people don't know, but Triple J is the person that got me on this app. He's the person that said to me, "Get up on stage, stay hovering on stage, even if you don't speak." So I just want to thank him for being my community. I am a member of his accountability. I am also a member of the More Life Collective, which my beautiful Barbara is getting on stage now to take over the segment. But I just also want to say there is another community that is free and available to people if they need to speak or they need to text or they need to just have support. It's called 7cups.com. It's another availability to people that need mental health support, just so that you have it available to you if you want to go on it. 7cups.com. It's just a mental health support network.
Absolutely. So let's not do it alone. You can join Barbara's More Life Collective. Don't do it alone. Listen, your health is your business. It's your lifelong business. It's time for you to be about it. Listen, I'm a part of the More Life Collective. Listen, I'm a part of community. We are not an island unto ourselves. Listen, think about the joy of your future health self. Who do you want to show up as and be 20 years from now? Don't forget the meditation we started with. Be grateful for the health that you have right now. Then you can get to the health that you desire in the future. Don't do it alone. Try the joy of health in community. I'm Shawnte Wells. Over to you, my beautiful sister and our fearless leader, Miss Barbara Majewski. Woo!
You have such great energy, Shawnte. Thank you so much, and thank you for a great morning. And it reminds me of that. I think it's an African proverb. Alone you'll go fast, but together we go far, and that's what community is all about. So thanks, Shawnte. I'm going to hand it over to Mary Lynn. Are you here?
I am. You just didn't recognize me because I have a Christmas hat on. We were
Oh,
talking.
there you are.
I was getting Miss Jackie was not in the Christmas spirit, so I had to get all Christmassy for her. But guys, that's what we do here. We lift each other up. And so with that, you are in Breakfast with Champions, the Millionaire Breakfast Club, where everybody gets a seat at the table. We are here Monday through Saturday, starting at 5 a.m. Yep, that's right. Even Saturdays at 5 a.m. Don't sleep on Saturday. But Sunday, we'll let you sleep until 9 a.m. for the Sunday worship room led by David Hill and Felicia Shakespeare for some worship and music and testimony and community over there. And also tap into the BWC Daily Facebook page. We got a lot of engagement over there. We'll have a list of activities going on, upcoming rooms, live links, controversial
topics like drumettes or wings, and with the holidays coming, to nog or not to nog, these are things we must talk about. So Barb, back to you. Happy Saturday.
Not to nog or to nog?
To nog or not to nog? I'm not nogging.
You know why I don't nog? I don't like the name of it. That is like I'm confessing. Like, why does eggnog sound good to anybody? Can we discuss?
Like, I'm telling you, it's controversial, but like, I love eggnog. It's custardy goodness, but now I'm too old for it. So I have to have oat nog, which maybe that sounds more appealing. I don't know.
I never even tried it. I think if you renamed it, I've never told anybody that.
Custardy goodness nog, let's call it that.
Does anybody else have the same inversion because of the name? I'm alone.
It doesn't even sound appealing.
Thank you. What?
As someone who's European and eggnog wouldn't be on our list as such, what is in it?
Eggs, cream,
and nutmeg.
Sugar.
It's heavenly. Sugar.
All I know is
I love it.
It's 4 million calories for sure. But I never even, as we're saying it, I'm just like, oh God, I hate eggnog, but I've never
Put some liquor in it.
Does anybody ever not eat food because of the name of it? Is this something I need to work out with my therapist? Can we?
No, some things just sound terrible. That's all.
I'm glad you're saying that, because I'm like, who would want to try something called egg? No.